everyone, and welcome back to Best
of the
Best podcast movie. God dang it. The podcast where we figure out once and for all which movie is the best movie of all time. And we do that by taking the 28 best movies and putting them in a bracket tournament. Obviously, we get those movies from the MTV Movie Awards. It's the 10th episode. You should know by now.
Is the best of the best podcast? Is the best of the podcast? Is that where we listen to a bunch of the best podcasts and we pit them up against one another?
As soon as MTV starts making a best podcast award, then yeah, maybe we'll start to do something with it.
Cool.
Is there a podcasting award?
Yeah.
I don't believe so because I haven't.
It's not an MTV. If it's not an MTV, don't count.
I mean, well, you haven't been nominated one for, so I want to give it clout, but it does exist.
Create your own.
What is? Hold on. What is that?
It's like the potties or something.
Podcast awards. Hold on, Siri will get me.
You talking to your phone reminds me of. It reminds me of.
You talking to your phone?
Podcast awards.
You talking to your phone? Are you talking to me?
Oh,
Robert De Niro doesn't know someone's on Bluetooth.
It just took me to when Sandra Oh was on Awards Chatter. Our favorite podcast, Awards Chatter.
I'm pretty sure the Webbies have a podcast category.
Here's something that you can do. If you're listening, if you know the name of the podcast awards, just tweet at Brett the name of that. That way we know you're listening.
Yeah, tweeted him that, and also tweet "You suck" at Brett.
Yeah, you suck. The name of the podcast. And then anything else?
Yeah, your credit card number.
Yeah.
It's weird because a lot of my viewers, at least on YouTube, I don't know about Patreon, a lot of my viewers on YouTube don't really follow me on Twitter or Instagram. It's like, I don't know.
We'll follow them on Instagram.
Hey, be like those TikTok compilations we watch where they bug us for not subscribing. Subscribe to check out the Twitter, check out the Instagram, guys. Check it all out, man. Subscribe, link. Share.
Check it out.
Have you guys seen any movies non-tournament related?
I've seen a bunch.
Okay, I'm sure we share a couple, so we have some shared experiences.
We share a girlfriend. We share movies.
Don't you guys share spit too?
I watched The Vast of Night. You told me you watched that.
Yeah,
I thought it was fantastic.
I told you that in confidence, Dylan.
Oh, sorry.
Whoa, dude, what the F? You brought that up on a podcast?
Can you bleep that out?
We're live.
My mom's gonna listen to it.
Dude, we're live.
I'm sorry. You watched Pussy Patrol 34.
Yeah, we watched. I watched The Vast of Night just because you guys told me to, and I knew nothing going into it. And yeah, I don't want to say anything about it at the same time. I don't want to say what the plot is because I think it's good to not know.
Did you like it?
I liked the way it looked and the acting, and I thought that stuff was all cool. The story I thought was a little lacking. It was interesting because I don't want to be like, oh, I want everything to be nonstop action. I like a smaller story, but I guess I wanted a little more something. I guess.
What if while they were having a serious conversation, they're just firing off guns?
What else did I watch?
I don't even know where that would fit in that movie, but the main thing I really didn't like were the transitions.
Yeah, those were different.
I don't want to say the main setup for the movie is supposed to be like an episode of The Twilight Zone.
Yeah,
but a non-copyrighted version of it. So every now and then they cut to a 50s TV kind of. I hated that. I did not like that.
That was interesting. What else did I watch? I watched Palm Springs, which I thought was pretty good.
I watched Palm Springs, and that's another movie where I knew absolutely nothing. I knew Andy Samberg was in it, and I was like, I'm gonna check this out.
I'm pretty sure it's Adam Sandler.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure it's Andy Slamberg.
But I would say, I know you guys ruined it for yourself. If you guys know nothing about Palm Springs, just go into it. Just go into that movie blind. As a doorknob?
Sure.
I liked what little I saw of it.
That's 20 minutes of it.
Why'd you leave?
No, I came into it late.
You Kramer walked in whoa!
Whoa!
Yeah, Dustin does everything like Kramer.
But not the podcast.
What about your stand-up?
That's what I was getting to. I watched
Even worse than
I like Palm Springs a lot. The only thing I will say about it, there is a little bit of a mid-cred scene. It's pretty. I mean, It's not like you have to stick around for a while, but stick around for that mid-cred scene.
Let's see. I watched a movie called.
I highly recommend Palm Springs.
I watched a movie called Buffaloed. I watched Face Off.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Why not?
Did you know that was supposed to star Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone? Imagine
There's a lot. I looked at all the people they were trying to get.
who else were they trying to get? Conan O'Brien?
Like Michael Douglas and
Conan O'Brien?
Conan O'Brien.
Mike Jones and Birdman.
Who's that? What?
The rappers.
I think I talked about unrelated to like months ago before quarantine. There was a mutual friend we were talking to at a bar, and we were talking about Face Off, and we both agreed like that's a movie that can be remade every 5 years, and it'll still be cool and dumb because you can just like, oh, wouldn't it be creative like Denzel Washington and Michael B. Jordan, like just like anyone.
That sounds like you want like a body swap movie, not like. Do you want it specifically to be Face Off?
Michael B. Jordan acting like Denzel Washington.
Yeah, that'd be like a body swap. Do you need it to be specifically
Face Off, dude?
Do you need it to be a face off?
Have you never seen a body swap movie before? It's a body swap movie.
It's not body swap.
It's not body swap. It's just face swap. And body change.
No, it's a complete body swap.
It's a face swap with body change. I know them trying to pretend that like John Travolta and Nicolas Cage have the same body type is so funny.
They mentioned that in the movie. They trim off the fat. And I feel like I
put it on the other guy.
Yeah, I feel like I watched a couple other things, but those are the main ones. I think.
Dustin?
Whatever.
I saw part of the old guard before the internet went down.
Why'd your internet go down? The FBI raiding your apartment building?
No, because it's probably because I've been sending in the internet payment in pennies.
That's legal tender, baby.
It's legal tender, baby. They get accepted.
Wow, there's a coin shortage going on in America, and you're sending pennies to that kid.
Well, I'm the reason why.
There's your wiener shortage going on in your pants.
My last name is Coinstar. I'm Dustin Coinstar. I've been taking everyone's coins and paying Cox with it. It's my internet provider.
Wait, so you're saying... Wait, if there's a wiener shortage going on in my pants, does that mean it was big at one point?
No.
Yeah, it was big.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Who cares?
It was big. It was big for 1 second.
Wow, okay, I'll take it.
On your wedding night.
Better than my current one.
Not even FEMA can do anything about that shortage.
Oh, we watched a movie called Becky.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Becky.
With not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Kevin
Kevin James. Everyone calls him not on.
Where he's a Nazi.
Very strange movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay.
It looked very okay. There's something on the arm.
Oh,
Hey, can we
your skin?
What's on the arm? Can we stop what we're doing and talk about what's on the arm?
It's like a loose hair. I just felt it.
A loose hair. Where'd it come from? This is top-notch stuff.
Probably my dog.
Whoa!
He was in the room earlier.
That's awesome. I'm glad you brought this up.
Without our permission.
Huh?
You needed our consent to let a dog be in the room.
Wow.
This is before you guys got him.
You never got our consent.
I saw.
This is non-consensual.
What did you say?
Moving on.
What did you say?
Oh, I'm currently watching Lost again, which is
Not a movie.
Talk about movies.
I had talked about both movies already. I've saw Vast and Night.
Both movies? All of them?
You've seen them all?
both movies.
We haven't seen each other in a week. This is too much.
Yeah. Okay, but I'm watching a chronological edit of Lost, and it's very interesting. I think you guys should check it out.
Do you like it more or less, or it's just different?
Well, I wouldn't watch it if you haven't seen Lost, because it's more like they kind of pre-planned.
So you would not, your first time would not be recommended watching it.
But you know how excited we get with the Fast and Furious franchise, where they kind of made this weird puzzle for themselves, like how 3 kind of takes place after 6 and stuff like that. I feel like Lost, they made this giant puzzle for themselves, and this is like watching someone kind of edit it together and be like, whoa, their timeline actually kind of does make sense, which is weird because you experience, this is not really a spoiler for Lost, but the storytelling is like, there's a lot of flashbacks of them before they crashed on the island. So it's cool seeing those flashbacks.
Crashbacks.
It's cool seeing those flashbacks like work out. We're like, oh, it wasn't just a bunch of total nonsense. I don't know. It's pretty interesting.
Huh.
That's not a movie.
Yeah.
It might be. What do you consider a movie? You let me talk about Hamilton last time. That's not a movie.
No, well, I'd say the filming of it is.
That's a documentary.
The Oscars won't even take it, baby. The Oscars say
documentary.
No, it would. It's gonna be nominated.
It's a documentary of people performing it on stage.
No, because the documentary. No, what? No,
let's talk about the movies we watched.
You guys are dinguses. Let's get into the bracket tournament, okay? But before we do that, let's go through a wormhole into an alternate universe. Hey guys, we're gonna debate the Oscars.
Oh, I love the Oscars.
And the two movies we're talking about are from 1998, the winner of the 1998 awards, Shakespeare in Love, versus from 2003 winner, The Lord of the Rings. Return of the King, baby.
Very funny. Very, very cool.
Who wins?
I don't know.
Probably I don't know. I haven't seen Shakespeare in Love in so
I
long.
haven't seen either movie.
Which one's shorter? Probably Shakespeare.
We did not prepare for this podcast.
Good thing our the other dimension prepared perfectly. The TV one.
Let's destroy this dimension.
No.
And we're back. Wow, I'm really glad we talked about that stuff because
I'm really glad we blew that up.
Yeah, fuck that dimension.
Well, we might be back next week. We might check it out
In a post-apocalyptic.
All right, so let's go chronologically. Let's talk about the 1998 MTV Movie Awards, baby. I have to say, you guys are going to be proud. Both award ceremonies, you're both going to be proud.
Oh, of who?
Of him, Dylan.
Both award ceremonies in full are on YouTube, so I was able to watch the whole thing.
Proud of Mr. YouTube.
I'm so happy.
I'm so proud of YouTube. Be proud of me for watching.
Well, you're not taking credit for YouTube?
No, what did YouTube do? Okay, so
Dylan's high. We gotta keep moving, man.
So the 1998 MTV Movie Awards were hosted by none other. Do you have any guesses?
What year?
1998.
I'm guessing
Will Smith.
Dustin's close.
Oh, it's close. Tommy Lee Jones.
Denzel Washington.
You got way off, Dylan. He is high.
I'm singing Men in Black.
It was
Chris Martin Lawrence.
You get one guess, dudes. It was hosted by Samuel L. Jackson.
Damn. So close.
What was the opening? The opening to this had nothing to do with Samuel L. Jackson. It was Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn pitching to James Cameron a sequel to Titanic.
Funny. What was the sequel?
They were just they had a bunch of ideas. They're pitching ideas. One of them was the boat never crashed and we just see where they go. One of them was the boat it goes underwater, but somehow there's an air pocket and they're just living under there. It was a pretty boring skit. It went on forever. They just kept going, and I was just like,
they made it as long as the movie.
Yeah, it was a 3-hour long bit. The only funny thing was he was like, James Cameron was kind of like, isn't this a little insensitive to the people who died on the ship? And they were both like, isn't it insensitive to make a love movie out of their deaths? I thought that was pretty funny. Because that's a joke a lot of people make, so to see it right to his face, it was kind of fun.
His fucking face.
The only other bit that I can remember, there was one with Samuel L. Jackson. He was going to this. He wasn't being in a movie. This is just an original bit, baby.
Original bit.
It's an original bit. He was going into a diner. Who's sitting there? John Travolta. We got a Pulp Fiction reunion, baby. And because they were, spoiler alert, they were both nominated for Best Male Performance. And Samuel L. Jackson's like, I want this one. And John Travolta's like, you can have it. And he's just like, no, I want this one. It wasn't that funny. I wouldn't check that bit out.
Okay.
Samuel L. Jackson's opening monologue wasn't really a monologue. They cut to a bit where Samuel L. Jackson is doing like what is he doing? I should remember this stuff better, shouldn't I?
Dancing, singing.
It's so
crying.
he's doing the acting Olympics. So it's like people acting doing the same scene, and whoever does it best wins. Spoiler alert: Samuel L. Jackson wins a lot of them because it's also his Olympics. But so there was like best dying, best yelling on a rooftop. There's just a whole bunch of different things. It was mainly Samuel L. Jackson. Gary Busey was funny, and Dustin's favorite, Jeffrey Tambor, was in there a couple times. So
hey, whoa. Those charges were dropped.
The only other bit this was kind of a weird one. I've never seen a bit flow like this. Basically, again, spoiler alert, Leonardo DiCaprio wins an award, but he doesn't come. So he does a video award. And so he's just, it's a pretty normal, hey, I'm accepting the award, thanks for the award. But then it cuts to the making of the video of him accepting it, and it's Andy Dick as the director, and there's a bunch of comedians you'd recognize: Patton Oswalt, Mary Lynn Rice Cup. There's a couple other people, all doing the making of this Leonardo DiCaprio accepting the award. And they are all in casts. like Patton Oswalt is in a full body cast because each story ends with Leonardo DiCaprio beating the shit out of him. It was pretty funny. Honestly, any skit that has Andy Dick, I don't like Andy Dick as a person. He's done bad stuff, but he all the bits he's in is pretty funny. So sorry about that.
Why Leonardo DiCaprio beating people up?
I don't know, but they're like,
is he like supposed to be a nice guy back in the day?
I think so. I think he's supposed to be a very nice guy. But let's get into the performers. Honestly, I think Dustin has a poster of every one of these performers.
Yeah.
So Natalie Imbruglia.
Yeah, you said it right.
They performed Torn. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, favorite song.
The Wallflowers, we know them, sang Heroes, which is a Davy Bowie song, so they covered Heroes. But the reason why they sang it is because it's on the Godzilla soundtrack.
Say Godzilla.
Oh, that actually...
I was going to say, there's also the movie Perks of Being a Wallflower. They also used this song, Heroes.
Wow.
Was Godzilla in that movie?
No.
That reminded me of a bit, though, that they did, where Samuel L. Jackson actually did go into a movie. He needed a cab to go to the MTV Movie Awards, and obviously Godzilla is attacking, so he's like, uh-oh. But who is the taxi driver?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
This is a reference for all the young kids. It's Christopher Lloyd playing his character from the show Taxi, which I don't know his character name. And I'm just like, boy, oh boy, I'm not the target audience for this bit, but I like seeing Christopher Lloyd, I guess. The only thing funny was there's a part where the cab like ramps over the T-Rex, the Godzilla's foot, and Samuel L. Jackson was like, don't do that again, and he kept doing it like 3 times in a row.
That movie sucks.
That made me laugh. Okay, and then your last favorite, Brandy, featuring Maze, saying "Top of the World."
Yeah, I got made to this song.
Could you sing some of it?
I'm Brandy. I'm Maze. Yeah, that's just the opening.
They didn't even say anything about being on top of the world.
That's just the opening.
Okay.
I'm on top of the world. Hey, isn't there a new song that's kind of like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get into the awards.
Do it.
Okay, the Lifetime Achievement Award. This one baffled me. I was so caught off guard.
Is it Godzilla?
It was not. I wish it was Godzilla.
But that would have been Godzilla twice, right?
I don't think I think I could give you a billion guesses in the world. You would never guess who won the Lifetime.
Never guess. It's very left field.
It's a real person.
Oh, a human being, not a character, a movie character?
It's a real human being in our world. That's not fiction.
Stephen Hawking.
No.
Barney.
All right, I'll give you one guess because we'll go on forever. It went to Clint Howard.
Who?
Ron Howard's brother?
Ron Howard's brother. He shows up in a lot of Adam Sandler movies, but
That's crazy.
He's in a crap.
He's in all the Austin Powers movies,
He's in a crap ton of stuff, and he's in a lot of very serious stuff. But I think he's known for his more funny stuff. I don't know, but You can look up Clint Howard.
I just love the idea of the kids.
Oh, that guy.
Clint Howard. Woo!
yeah, Clint Howard. Okay.
That's Clint Howard.
But would you give him the Lifetime Achievement Award? He's been in stuff since he's a kid, so I guess he deserves it. All right.
Yeah.
Best New Filmmaker went to Peter Cattaneo. I don't know, but for the Full Monty.
Oh, okay.
Okay, best fight. I'll let you guys guess what movie this is from. Best fight went to Will Smith versus Cockroach.
I'm wondering which movie it is.
That was for Men in Black, but he beat out Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
Versus aliens in The Fifth Element, and I'm sure that's the scene with the opera music, and that was a kick-ass fight. So I don't know what.
Multi-pass.
No, it wasn't that scene, but okay. Okay, best dance sequence went to Mike Myers for Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery.
Pretty sexy scene.
I can't think of all the other ones I don't even recognize. Best action sequence. Here we go. Another Guess-A-Rooney. The best action sequence went to Speedboat Chase.
Is that Face Off?
It's Face Off, baby.
I watched that movie in perfect time.
All right, rapid fire. You got to guess these. T-Rex attacks San Diego.
Lost World.
Yep. Bug attacks Fortress.
Men in Black.
No, it's not Men in Black.
What?
Bug attacks Fortress.
Bug attacks Fortress. Is that like one of the Honey I Shrunk the Kids or something?
Starship Troopers.
Oh, Starship Troopers. Yeah.
Okay, this one's very generic. Motorcycle / helicopter chase.
From 1997. I didn't know.
Tomorrow Never Dies. And this one, you guys are going to be here forever.
Okay.
Ship sinks.
That Face Off, did Face Off get twice too?
Face Off 3 times?
Okay, best kiss went to Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler for The Wedding Singer.
Titanic didn't win?
They were nominated, but they did not win.
Wow.
And Drew Barrymore did not show up. Adam Sandler accepted alone and didn't even kiss anyone. Okay, best song in a movie went to What?
Song or thong?
I thought you said thong.
Why would I say thong?
I don't know. It was the 90s. There was probably a best song category.
Best song in a movie went to Men in Black by Will Smith.
Did it beat Celine Dion?
It beat out My Heart Will Go On.
That's pretty crazy.
Wow. Well, one's fun, one's sad.
Okay, best comedic performance went to Jim Carrey for Liar Liar. Oh. And I have to say, this was one of the funniest acceptance speeches I've ever seen. Jim Carrey gives a lot of acceptance speeches, but since it was for Liar Liar, he kept saying, "Oh, I'm happy," and then kept coming out with the truth. And he was really roasting MTV, really roasting a lot of people. And at the end, he kept saying, "Wow, this is a great honor and a great business opportunity." He kept saying that over and over, and I thought that was very funny. Very funny.
I love Jim Carrey. He's the best.
He's crazy.
Best villain. Now, there's a lot of villains.
Iceberg.
But it ended up going to Mike Myers for Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery. But
Yes, they're evil.
I'm assuming you think Austin Powers won Best Villain?
Fat Bastard won.
that's Goldmember.
No, that's
Fat Bastard was introduced.
Spy Who Shagged Me.
Okay, damn.
But he beat out Billy Zane, Titanic, Al Pacino, Devil's Advocate, Gary Oldman, Air Force One, and here's the kicker. He beat out Nicolas Cage and John Travolta together. For
they were paired?
In one face.
They were paired.
Compacted.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. Okay, best on-screen duo.
Yes.
It obviously went to Everyone Loves to See Them on a Boat.
The boat and the iceberg. Nicolas
Cage and John Travolta for Face Off.
I mean, you got to give it to them.
Face Off is killing Titanic. I mean, but yeah, they beat out Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Good Will Hunting, Tommy Lee Jones, Will Smith, Men in Black.
Wow, I forgot Good Will Hunting was in this.
Yeah, I know.
That's a good movie.
Okay, breakthrough performance went to Heather Graham for Boogie Nights.
Okay.
There's a lot of big ones. Jennifer Lopez, Selena, Sarah Michelle Gellar. I know what you did last summer. Those are there. Okay. Best female performance went to, is it Neve or Nev? Nev Campbell for Scream 2.
Oh, I watched that acceptance speech. She is a smoke show in that acceptance speech.
Okay. Well, she beat out Kate Winslet, which I thought was pretty crazy. I thought, like, nowadays Twilight would take everything, so it's weird to see Titanic not take everything.
They got the one that matters.
Well, they got the two that matters. Best male performance went to Leonardo DiCaprio for Titanic. Beating out both Nicolas Cage and John Travolta.
They got leading and villain.
I gotta say, I think her performance is better than his. I don't remember his.
We'll get to that in the movie. But talking about the movie, Titanic ended up winning Best Movie, beating out Men in Black, Good Will Hunting, Face Off, and Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery.
There's no way this should have won.
What?
Austin Powers?
What?
And Good Will Hunting?
I would have loved Men in Black to win.
Or Men in Black?
I love Men in Black.
Wait, I can't tell if you're joking. You think Titanic didn't deserve this win?
I don't think they deserved it.
What? How? What? What?
I personally would have given it to Men in Black or Good Will Hunting.
Okay, I'm gonna get straight into it. I love Titanic. I rewatched this recently and I was like, oh boy, I do not remember loving this movie this much, because I remember it being 3 hours long and blah blah blah. But boy, oh boy, the first part when they're in love, that's fun. And then once the Titanic stuff happening, boom, we're in a whole new movie. And boy, oh boy, that's fun too. It's a
really good movie. I really enjoyed
loved it. Yeah, it was a really fun time.
However, I would say Men in Black might be more preferable for me.
I say Good Will Hunting was more impactful to me.
Well, listen. I said it in my Letterboxd review. Everyone could follow me on Letterboxd. I said, man, Titanic's really good, but it's just way too long.
It's not too. I don't think Titanic's too long.
It is really long.
I thought it was really good, but holy shit. I would have loved, they just cut a little bit, just like cut 20 minutes out of it. Just please, anything. It's so long.
No, it was good. I just
Pick one thing. Pick one thing.
The boat sinking.
What?
Ambiguous. Or make it all the boats.
Listen, just cut all the little shots that we get of, like, the little vignettes we get of the other families. I don't give a fuck. No. I see people drowning in the back all the time.
Add more. I say add more. I want to say
add more. No, it's like I had some experience with you where I went in thinking I was not going to enjoy it, but I really did enjoy it. There was twice while watching it, I said out loud, "This movie is really good."
Oh yeah,
this movie's so good.
I think it's masterfully made. Like, it's just so good to look at, and it was a good time. I don't think I could sit there and watch it like in a theater anymore. Yeah. It's just too long, but like watching it at home, it was so fun, especially because like there are three of us watching it, so like we can like comment on it and like.
Who's the third person?
My girlfriend.
Oh. Yeah, my girlfriend. I mean, and it was just really good. I loved it.
I think there's only one thing about this movie I don't like, and it legit scares me every time I see it. There's a part where the two of them, the main two, are running away from water in like a hallway. Mm-hmm. They're running, and there's like a shot of them where their faces were digitally put onto a stunt. Oh, yeah. And it is so terrifying. It's such like a...
The technology wasn't really there back then. There's a lot of stuff that didn't age well, but that's fine.
I was going to say that's the only thing. All of the CGI...
there's lots of stuff that didn't age
well. The CGI in this movie I thought was amazing.
Let's see. There's a part in the beginning where the ship's leaving, and there's like a little ship in the water.
Dude, all that green screen... like the placement or the dimensions of the people versus the boat, it kept changing. The them versus the horizon kept changing. Like it's very nitpicky, and like it still looks great for the time, but like I mean, for now, if he could go back in time, if he went back and re-edited to put that fucking constellations in properly,
I think this movie, I think they edited more than that. They changed. I think they up the CGI a little bit, which is kind of like, should movies do that? I don't really care.
This is right.
It's really cool. I didn't realize in my mind the last 30 to 45 minutes was the boat sinking. I didn't realize it was well over an hour the boat is sinking.
Yeah,
and so it's like
there's a part where he's handcuffed to the thing and like the water's like getting up to their thing. And then they get out of it, and I'm like, oh, I remembered like a whole other sequence with a boy in this stuff. I was like, oh, I guess I remembered the movie wrong. I was like, nope, I forgot they go back down and do it again, and I was just like, oh, this.
Why do they go back down? I forgot.
For fun. There was
for fun.
I think they were trying to find another way up because they couldn't get all the way up.
They were trying to find the artifact to get in the tomb or something. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, they were looking for the Alien 3.
It's
the Alien 3 DVD.
the elusive David Fincher director's cut that's never going to come out. That only he has a copy of.
I was gonna say, doesn't he hate that movie?
Yeah. No, there's so much to like enjoy about this movie. So like it's like for dudes and chicks. Like it's got the corny romance stuff, and it's got like the boat people dying on windmills on the propellers stuff. I love how we posited the idea that they were the ones who caused it because the people in the bird's nest, they were like, huh, look at those crazy kids down there. Oh shit.
So I kind of like jokingly said that when I was watching it with Katie, and she looked at me like, you didn't know that? And I was like, whoa, is that like a thing people...
That's supposed to be a thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I never took it as that. I feel like they would have crashed into it either way. There's no way those people see it. Like, I just don't think there were supposed to be icebergs around.
Yeah, who put them there?
There weren't supposed to be no icebergs out here.
We got an inside man.
No, but
an icebergs.
An iceberg takes a mustache. No, I think that it totally makes sense that so much of the action is paused. Like after the iceberg hit, we've got like almost 20 minutes before people start fucking freaking out,
which I like.
Yeah, I think it all makes sense for the story.
It builds up, and when the story's through their view, they're the ones witnessing like all the major things. Like, oh, they're not just falling off the boat; they're witnessing every major thing that happens.
Yeah, they go through. They go through all everything.
Normally, this movie does it well enough where it just kind of flows all together. Where it's not like, oh, well, they're the main characters. Of course, they're going through all. For some reason, it's just it's flowed really nicely, and
it is very funny whenever they run into like, oh, Mr. Engineer of the boat, what are you doing here?
Yeah, that's the one thing. Like, oh, they just happen to be friends with the engineer of the boat and the captain of the boat.
Oh, Mr. Owner of the boat, what are you doing here?
That sounds like a little video gamey kind of.
Yeah.
Like you needed to get to the next quest, and you just see the NPC walking around.
James Cameron's script writing style is very on the nose. He'll tell you exactly what's you want to know.
Did he write the movie? Hold on.
I believe so.
Let me check.
Definitely had a credit.
Yeah, written by James Cameron, not even anyone else.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, well, I think he just loves undersea. He's loved the Titanic way before they made this movie.
He edited it too.
Wow.
With two other people, but still.
And I always forget that Bill Paxton's in this movie. There's that whole stuff in the before. And that stuff's really good too. And they introduce the lady. She starts talking, and then it goes about an hour and a half, and then they go back to Bill Paxton. I'm like, oh yeah, she's telling the story. It's kind of cool.
Bill Paxton and the granddaughter is very interesting. They kind of seem to have a relationship, and I'm like, holy shit, is there like another 20 minutes on the cutting room floor of those two?
James Cameron loves people falling in love immediately.
It is weird that like she's telling her granddaughter about how she fucked that boy, but it's okay. The only thing that's kind of funny is when they're like, hey, so where's the necklace? What's all this crap? And she's like, well, let me start from the beginning. I could just see them being like,
hey. They just go, what's that? And they poke her on the chest, and she's like, fuck.
Yeah, I don't think she should have thrown it away.
No, I was bummed. I don't know.
Yeah, good. I was bummed too. I was like, she could have done a lot with that. Like, she could have got money. And
she could have gave it to a museum. That's what I thought.
She could have like used money to like raise for like other surviving families of the Titanic. I don't know.
One of my favorite theories is that like, since this is a boat, it's a mining boat, they're constantly pumping sonar out 24/7 24/7. There's no way they don't see this and then go, wait a minute. Something's in the water. Hey, she's been there on the day. She never the fucking drill in the water. Get that bitch.
Isn't it like she died at the end when she's lying there in bed? That was a discussion between us.
Yeah, we were like, did she just drop and go, okay, I'm done.
I don't think she died. I think she was just at peace. Okay. I think that's how I took it. She was at peace.
We were also talking like, man, how did they get away with so much bare women chest in this movie? Like, I've never seen a PG-13 movie that got so. I don't think they ever showed 2 at a time. That might be how they got. It was mind-boggling. I was watching it like, how are they getting away?
They don't curse. I can't think of a couple. There's only like a little bit of blood. There's like a tiny bit of blood.
Intense violence, though. Yeah, sequences.
I mean, usually ratings people only care about blood. They want to see the blood.
Yeah, there's only one person who we see blood when the guy gets shot, when the Irishman gets shot.
That was a bummer. I would say it was real sad for me watching all of the people working on the boat handing out life jackets as the boat was like basically sideways, and they're still like trying to help people.
It's like this movie is it's really well acted. It's like, there's so much bummer stuff. There are so many times watching this I was like, oh man, this would fucking suck.
And Kathy Bates is like, we need to go back, and everyone was just
that sucked. The band really got me because that whole sequence, there's like the music changes when they presumably die. Mm-hmm. They're just waiting for that water to come and get them.
It starts going ba 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 bum 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 bum.
It was the Pirates of the Caribbean, and then an argument between all of us when we were watching it was like, just jump in the water, you'll be fine. And I was the one person to be like, hypothermia will kill you so fast. Like I was like the one person saying like, you're screwed.
That's the thing, is hypothermia won't kill you fast. If you get in the water, jump to the boat, and then you're out.
I think we think in such different ways. I'm like, oh, something's going to kill me fast. Let's go that way, because this is a very dire thing in my head. I'm like, should I just drown to death or should I just die fast?
I mean, we were talking like in this scenario, I'm one of the guys clinging to the top so I can hopefully fall and like just be like,
and suck down.
No, and just get like,
just hit the water,
just out.
Yeah, that's
because I did not like that one couple laying on the bed. I felt so bad for them, and the mother with her kids. I was like, oh no,
so sad. Yeah, and then later you see that one baby that's just frozen. It sucks, dude. There's a lot of great little moments during the sequence, and I feel like we're talking about the crashing sequence. The stuff before that is pretty good too. The them falling in love and like, all the character development. You find more about like Kathy Bates's character and more about the mom. She turns out to not be such like a horrible human being because you realize she's kind of trying to do it to protect her.
I'll say the character development, while not like innovative, is all it feels good.
It's sustainable.
It feels good. Like he does a great job of making it feel earned. And while it like, again, it's not like no one comes out of nowhere with anything crazy, but like it just feels good. It feels right.
There's
the only part I didn't like it.
What'd you say?
The only part I didn't like is when he made her spit. She obviously did not want to spit, and he was like, "No, you need to." Like, he was like, "Nah, you spitting." Like,
he was threatening her.
Hey, spitter, I'm tossing you.
She was like, "I don't want to do this," and he was like, "You are spitting," and then she got in trouble for it. I was like, "Come on."
There's a lot of little great moments of like witnessing other people. You guys talked about earlier on the boat when it was crashing. Like Kate Winslet just like kind of looking at that other person hanging on the thing with her. There's another one I can't think of. Oh, just that moment with the guy who shoots himself in the head. That whole sequence is really good. The guard or whatever.
The kid that eventually Billy Zane picks up and uses to get onto a boat.
Billy Zane did not look for her hard enough. He went back and forth once and it was like, well, at the end, after when she was like in the blanket, like you wouldn't see that person in the blanket and just be like, oh, okay.
I don't think
I didn't want that for her.
I don't think he really cared. I don't like.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
I think at that point he was like, I would be happy to know that she's alive, but because I don't think he expected her to be like, oh my God, Billy Zane.
You know what's weird? What I did remember incorrectly completely was I could have sworn that Billy Zane was crushed by a chandelier in this movie. I have it in my brain where he's just like, he's just like, come back. He's like, come back here, Rose, and like the chandelier falls on him. I'm like, I'm
glad that didn't happen.
I'm like,
He just let the fall, which is funny.
I have no idea what movie that happened in, but I'm sure a chandelier fell on someone.
Oh, you're thinking of Ghost Ship.
Sorry, I confused the two a lot.
They're both icebergs and ships.
But yeah, I thought Titanic is great. I loved it. I love this movie.
Yeah.
This is a good movie.
So I watched a movie from famous YouTuber Patrick Willems, who does a lot of
a video.
What did I say?
A movie.
Oh, a video about James Cameron and how he is as a director, and he brings up a lot of interesting points where James Cameron knows like when to put horror effectively in movies, and like he did it like Terminator, Aliens, even, and then this one there are sequences that are kind of horror inspired, especially when they're in the bottom of the ship and like they're flickering and stuff.
That's pretty spooky.
Yeah. So he knows when to do it effectively. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to be that guy that's like practical better than everything. But I think what makes the end that last hour and a half of the movie so impactful and like could watch over and over again is because some more or less is actually happening to an extent.
I think what I like about it is the mixture. I think when practical and CGI comes together, it can be magical.
That's what I mean. Yeah. I kept watching and thinking like, man, if this was made today, this would have just been all
CGI ragdoll characters.
Yeah, there were CGI characters, of course, but they built a 1/3 scale of this thing. They actually cracked it in half. Some people are actually falling.
I disagree with your argument. I don't.
It just looks great.
If something's CG and they do it well, there's a lot of great movies I like the CG in. I love how Guardians of the Galaxy. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
I think a great comparison is the remake of Poseidon.
Oh yeah,
where they show like the CGI wave flip the boat, and it looks very gritty and it looks very very much like over edited. And I think the good thing about this is that they have this footage, just like they can't over edit it because they need it to look real. So it's just like it just looks so crisp. I think it just keeps people from doing too much.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, maybe when people use CGI, they just need to hold back a little bit. But then there's a lot of like, if you look at like, I don't know, District 9, I think the CGI in that movie is amazing.
The new Rise of the Planet of the Apes movies, those are really CGI good. Looks fucking amazing in those.
But no, it's really last thing we kept just laughing at the Italian friend. He's like a very stereotypical like spaghetti.
One note.
I'm Italian. I've been told for the last hour.
I have to get this out of here. One, it's not a door at the end that Rose is on.
Of course, you want to bring up this argument? I was planning on skipping it.
I was really trying to figure out what it is. It looks like it's definitely
a section of a wall.
Piece of wall. I think it might be above a fireplace because there's like a part of it that's like curved. So I'm thinking it's above a fireplace. And also, everyone says, why don't they just put both of them on it? And that bugs me to hell because they do try. You see him try to get on, and he clicks. He's like, oh, if I'm on this, it's going down. So he makes a decision to not get on there.
Feeling timber.
Yeah, and also they're like freezing to death. Even if she were like,
I just think he could have worked hard to find another door, but I agree with you.
They're freezing to death. Like,
hey, listen, if he would have worked harder, you
gotta want it.
He's a self-starter.
Okay. Hey, if he woke up at 6 a.m. looking for that door, he would have found it.
That's what you get for doing it last second, Jack.
Listen here, Jack.
No, but good movie. Very long.
Also, this is a fun fact, has nothing to do with the movie, but in Halifax, Nova Scotia, a lot of people who died on the Titanic were buried in Halifax, Nova Scotia, or at least believed to. I'm not sure how much of that is true. But there is a graveyard in Halifax for a Jack Dawson who died in the 1920s, which is just littered with roses and flowers and so many gifts. And the family had to come out and be like, Jack Dawson's a fictional character. Like this is.
He died in 1912 in the movie, not in the 20s.
Was it 12? Yeah. So this guy, Jack. I feel so bad for that family. Or I don't know if it's good or bad, but they asked them.
It's pretty ill, I guess.
They asked the people to stop because I guess they're ruining. They're also ruining the graveyard for the people around them because it's.
I used to own a piece of coal. That was
very cool.
Yeah. It was cool.
That was what?
It was on the Titanic.
Cold.
A piece of coal.
Very cold.
How'd you get it?
I went down there myself, baby. Dived. dive. Get
All right.
dive.
Well, unless you got anything more to say,
Let's skip this.
No,
Let's
no,
get
no.
the next movie.
let's get
Really
on,
good movie.
let's get on to the 2003 MTV Movie Awards, which were, of course, hosted by Sean William Scott and Justin Timberlake.
This is a good one.
Wow.
So the opening is a parody of just one movie, and that is The Matrix Reloaded.
Oh yeah, I've seen this one.
Yeah, it's when they're trying to bring girls home, and his key doesn't work, so the key maker comes in and lets him into her apartment, but it's just Matrix crap. And then
It's Matrix crap.
you
already know.
it's just Matrix crap.
Yeah, they don't work very hard. They just
I remember the Wet Willy bit.
It's not that funny. I didn't find it that funny. But then they meet the Oracle, and it's Will Ferrell. Or he's the architect, sorry. Wanda
The
Sykes.
Oracle is Wanda Sykes.
Wanda Sykes was the... yeah. So I think there was a funny joke in there. But I want to say that on the Wikipedia, it says the unedited version of this was featured on the DVD. And I'm like, whoa.
I told you there were DVDs of this. Told you.
There's DVDs of them. All right.
Like 3 episodes ago.
I believe there were other bits, but boy, oh boy, they are just not coming to my brain right now. So
that's fine.
maybe they'll click in later. Oh, I know one of them. Sorry, Dustin. There's one where Ashton Kutcher and P. Diddy were presenting an award, and this cut to them backstage, and they were telling the stage director what they want, how they want their intro to be, and it was just very elaborate. And then the stage director was like, "Nah, I can get you a hot girl from." He named a movie. I didn't recognize it, and they're like, "Okay, that works." So they walked out with a hot girl. Very funny.
From a movie,
dude.
I think she's from a movie.
Nice.
Okay, let's get into performers real quick.
Yeah, dude.
Pink performed "Feel Good Time."
What?
I don't know. I even watched.
Good time.
I watched it and I have no memory of it. Okay, 50.
You have a disease where you can't remember Pink.
Yeah, that's true. I can remember her when she performs in Lady Marmalade. That's stuck in my brain. Okay, 50 Cent performed "In the Club" and "Wanksta."
A classic.
Oof. 2 great songs.
And then Tattoo performed "Not Gonna Get Us."
They didn't do all the things she said.
Okay, so when they come out, this performance is actually a little interesting. I'm sure Dylan will get his rocks off to this. They come out in the audience and they start singing all the things she said, and everyone's like, "Yeah," but then they quickly transition into "Not Gonna Get Us." And so they were teasing them with that first song. And then so they're singing, and then a bunch of girls in like, I guess, I don't know, they have like white shirts with like schoolgirl skirts on. Just a bunch of them start coming out, and they all start dancing. Like, I was like, boy, oh boy, what's the budget on this? And just to make Dylan more excited, they take their skirts off, and then they're just
the butts are showing.
No, they have underwear on. They have like tidy whities on.
Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
We gotta go. Come on, we gotta go.
And so there's just a bunch of them dancing in their underwear. Yeah, I got a new Patreon.
No one cares.
I got a new Patreon supporter. This video is for the Patreon. Okay, the only other bit I can think of was Hugh Jackman and Famke Jensen. What?
Yeah, from X-Men.
But were they both from X-Men?
Yeah, she's Jean Grey.
Okay, well that explains it, because Brian Posehn was in the audience and started being like a nerd and being like, "You guys got this wrong." And I was like, I didn't know what he was talking about.
Funny bit. Brian Posehn from Dumb and Dumber.
From Wild Boys?
From Dumb and Dumber.
From House of from what's the sequel to House of a Thousand Corpses?
Devil's Rejects.
Okay, so let's get into the awards. From what I can tell on Wikipedia, there was no Lifetime Achievement Award, so sorry, Dustin.
Everyone sucked that year. Come on, man. No one gets an achievement.
Okay, so the best fight went to Yoda versus Christopher Lee. Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones.
Really?
Wow.
Who did that beat?
Okay, I mean, they didn't really beat that many people. They beat out Johnny Knoxville versus Butterbean from Jackass the movie.
Okay.
Jet Li versus the Ultimate Fighters Cradle to the Grave.
Yeah.
That's probably right.
And Fan Wong versus the Palace Intruders Shanghai Knights.
Shanghai Knights. That movie sucks.
But I gotta say,
Nothing from Charlie's Angels Full Throttle?
no, that didn't come. That's not nominated.
Okay.
Whenever they do bids for a movie, they're usually advertising that movie because it's going to come out soon.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so but Yoda did accept the award. He was there, I think, or so he came in. He said everything backwards. He was kind of funny.
Thank you very much.
He thanked, I don't know, but he said a very heartwarming thing to George Lucas, and George Lucas gave him a thumbs up. I thought that was fun. He thanks Steve Guttenberg.
These movies don't suck.
Suck? These movies do not.
Okay, best action sequence. I like making you guys guess.
I thought we just did that.
What?
No, that was fight.
That was best fight.
Sorry.
The best action sequence went to the battle for Helm's Deep.
Oh, I wonder what this is.
Okay,
Yeah.
but dude, this is a bummer, dude. I'm legit sad about this one.
You are crying.
They beat out Collision on Highway 23.
From the Matrix Reloaded?
From
Final Destination 2?
Final Destination 2.
Oh,
one of the
wow.
best sequences
So
ever.
good. That's so good.
Damn.
And they also beat The Escape from Minority Report. Is that one shot where they're going through the mall?
Oh, the one shot overhead?
That like really crazy shot?
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Dang, those are two good ones. Those are two bangers.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings took it. Okay, best kiss. This is where all the beans are, baby.
The beads?
The beans. This is where the beans go.
The beans.
It doesn't matter. I'm just saying nonsense.
Oh, okay.
The best kiss went to Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst for Spider-Man.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yay.
I thought Dylan would jump up and down. This is all he talks about when we talk about the MTV Movie Awards.
I mean, it makes sense. They did it upside down.
Yeah, I mean, this is a bit of a bummer, Dustin. They beat out Nick Cannon and Zoe Saldana for Drumline.
Oh, man. I love Nick Cannon and everything he says.
Oh, boy. Okay, we all agree. Okay,
No, that's a joke.
best transatlantic performance. I don't know what that means. The Wikipedia did say this wasn't televised.
Oh.
But the best transatlantic performance went to Colin Farrell for Phone Booth, which is it's one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. I don't care.
I love Phone Booths.
I don't care what you say, Dylan. I love that
Yeah, I
movie.
don't care what you say, Dylan. We don't care.
We both like that movie.
Okay. Oh, this is a new category. Best virtual performance.
Ooh. Jar Jar Binks?
Went to, what?
Jar Jar Binks?
It went to Gollum for The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. This was a very funny acceptance speech. It was a cut to, he wasn't on stage, but it was Andy Serkis with Gollum. And Gollum, it got very meta. He was making fun of the MTV Movie Awards, and he was making fun of the people who make Lord of the Rings. It was a pretty funny acceptance speech. But he did beat out some heavy hitters. I'm talking Yoda.
Ooh.
I'm talking Dobby.
Ooh.
I'm talking Scooby-Doo
Oh!
and Kangaroo Jack.
Oh, man.
Kangaroo Jack. My man.
This is Kangaroo Whack, baby.
We need to go kangaroo back. Stop this.
and we need to give the MTV a Kangaroo Smack. Okay.
Put them back on kangaroo track.
Okay. Best comedic performance went to Mike Myers for Austin Powers in Goldmember.
The best Austin Powers.
Mm-hmm. Best villain went to Devine Chase. Devine Chase?
From what?
The movie. Name the movie.
For The Ring. Baby.
Oh. Rings the movie.
Yeah, but beating out Willem Dafoe for Spider-Man. Bit of a bummer. Okay.
Godspeed, The Ring.
Best on-screen duo went to Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, and Gollum for the.
That's not a duo.
That's not a duo.
It's his team. I'm sorry. It's his team. They must have changed it. They must have changed it because it's usually duo. I feel it.
Right. Who else did they beat out?
They beat out Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson.
That's it?
They didn't beat out Austin Powers and his dad?
No, they beat out the Blue Crush gang, the Shanghai Knights, the Jackass gang, and the Old School gang.
The Jackass boys should have won.
Well, they're nominated for a bunch, but I don't think they win anything. Okay, breakthrough female went to Jennifer Garner for Daredevil.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think Beyonce did much better in Austin Powers. It's just me.
Yeah, I think everyone agrees.
Did Foxy Cleopatra get her own spin-off movie?
Ooh.
Okay. Okay. I think the absence of that movie would be great.
Okay, breakthrough male went to Eminem for 8 Mile.
Okay,
yeah, fair.
Beating out Ryan Reynolds and Nick Cannon.
Ryan Reynolds for what?
National Lampoon's Van Wilder.
This is bullshit.
Okay, best female performance went to Kirsten Dunst for Spider-Man. This is weird. It's also weird that Lord of the Rings is not taking these. Best male performance went to Eminem for 8 Mile. Beating out Vin Diesel for Triple X.
Okay.
I'm just pointing out the ones that I think are funny.
I know. I'm not. It's not a statement against you saying it. It's a statement against him being nominated.
I know. Hey, I know, but I wanted to say to everyone else. That's why I didn't talk about Leonardo DiCaprio and Catch Me If You Can.
He does like a million tricks on a snowboard or something, and done like a bazooka, or he does something crazy, and then someone's like, "Whoa, where'd you learn how to do that?" And he's just like, PlayStation. Can you edit that in right now?
That is an exact quote from the movie that won The Lord of the Rings. The Two Towers went away with Best Movie, beating out Spider-Man, The Ring, 8 Mile. And Barbershop. No, he didn't do it because he's racist. That's what I thought.
Oh, we got it, baby.
Every movie that has white people in it, Dylan's in for. Barbershop.
I would have watched all those movies instead.
Let's talk about the main event. The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
Brett has a confession.
I have a confession. These are my confessions. Dustin, I'm going to have to tell you, I got 42 minutes into this movie.
Dude, I knew you didn't finish it because when we pulled it up on the Vudu, it wasn't complete. And I was like, props to this guy, dude. I fucking hated this movie. I fucking hated it.
I'm ready to vote, baby.
I'm ready to vote. This movie's so long.
This movie's boring. This movie's so boring.
I don't care what anyone is saying.
I don't think these movies are for me.
No,
I want to like them so bad because I looked this one up. Like the first one, I understood. I go, okay, I get why people like this, and then but this one, I was like, wait, and like IMDb, it's like ranked to 15th best movie ever, 12th best movie ever, or something like that. I'm like, this one, like I feel bad because I guess it is made well, but it's like I have no idea what's happening.
There's like
it took me 2 hours and 15 minutes to realize that like, oh, this story over here, it doesn't matter what's happening with this story over here. I had to ask so many questions, and there was no Two Towers. Where were the Two Towers?
Because there were 3 different storylines.
I couldn't tell you, Dustin.
Dude, there were 3 different storylines we were watching throughout the movie. And Merry and Pippin did not deserve a fucking second of screen time.
They were cut by the orcs, right?
The whole thing with the trees was so fucking okay. It only serves as a plot point to show that they stopped Saruman he can't create more orcs.
Dustin, you're putting me to sleep just talking about it.
Right?
Dude, there was this huge reveal where the guy turned into a white wizard. And I was
he just had different clothes.
I was just like, who cares?
Well, I think the significant. Okay, listen, here, big who cares. The significance of him becoming the White Wizard is to show that Saruman is no longer the leader of the wizards and that his power.
That just hung up.
He just disabled his camera. It is this movie. I've never listen. I always try to watch these movies, and there's definitely times
We watched it all.
There's definitely times where I try to watch the movie and pay attention, but I'm on my phone. I'm doing other shit. I literally was creating a budget in an Excel sheet during this movie. I was playing on my phone the entire time.
I was not. I was trying very hard. I watched the movie 100% practically, maybe 90%.
That's why I stopped, Dustin, because yes, the first one I was on my phone for a lot of it. This one, I started to help Katie cook, which is something I don't do. I'm not a fan of cooking, and I'm like, I'm going out of my way to leave the room. I should just stop the movie.
I tried giving this movie all my attention, which I basically did, and I still had no idea what was happening.
So why do you want this to win? Why do you want this?
I don't want this to win.
You keep texting me.
I don't have my phone.
I get like
that's a ghost texting you.
If you're into this shit, and if you're into it's a book, and I hate it. It's a book. It's a book. I hate books. No, I'll be honest.
You guys love the Twilight movies.
Well, that's because they're stupid and they're short. The best comparison I can make for this movie is this movie felt a lot like a boring version of Infinity War, where we've got all these different parallel storylines that are working they're working towards the same goal, but the biggest difference is that they had 10 years to get me to love these characters. And in this movie, they're like, hey, you love these characters from the last movie, you're going to love them in this one. And
I guess some of the part of the battle for Helm's Deep was kind of cool.
Dude, the stunts in this film are wicked. And like the prop work and stuff at Helm's Deep, super cool.
Yeah, I think the filmmaking in all these movies is off the charts. Obviously, I think we can all agree that the filmmaking is top notch. But the story is just, for me, I'm not a big fantasy guy. I couldn't get into Game of Thrones.
Me neither.
So I think fantasy alone is just not my cup of tea. And I'm thinking, I love Gollum. Gollum is super. I would put a poster of Gollum out in my room if I could. So when he's like a main character in this movie. I was like, oh, maybe this is a movie that I can get involved because I think he's an interesting character. But boy, oh boy, they put a rope around his neck, and I was like, you can't do that to my boy. I'm out.
For a movie that had so much going on for such a long length of time, I can't think of necessarily anything that happened except the battle at the end. It seems like it was more of a bridge between 1 and 3.
This movie was emotionally overloading. I
thought it was emotionally barren. I didn't feel anything.
Well, that's the problem. I think this movie has so much. Like, if I'm sitting here and I'm really thinking about it, not like from like I love this movie, but like from a plot point and like each character beat, because we just watched it yesterday, so I can remember it pretty well. And it's like, I think the problem is that they put so fucking much. This is before, because like I think Marvel has set the fucking record straight. This is how you build the universe. This is how you get people interested in a long ass movie. And this movie, Peter Jackson, like no one ever done anything this big when he did this. And I think this is, of course, we have these movies to thank for the Marvel movies and shit. But this is just nothing because of Marvel. I am now completely broken. I cannot go back to this shit. But I cannot go back to all these storylines being stuffed into 3 hours.
I do. Well, there's also the extended cuts of these movies, which, oh boy.
I would rather kill myself.
But there are tons and tons of people who love these movies and that have seen Marvel movies.
We are the minority.
Yeah, we are the stupid people.
We're dumb.
I challenge those people to watch Infinity War and Endgame and then go back and watch these movies. I would, and especially unless they love them. Well, that's the thing is, I think the people who love these movies, they saw them during their primitive years, like when they were really being made, and like when it had a huge.
This is my first time seeing this one.
Yeah, this is my first time seeing them in years, and I wasn't a huge fan of them before.
What is very funny to me is that when it came down to Pirates of the Caribbean 2 versus Twilight 2, you guys had a very hard problem. You were like battling with yourselves. You're like, what do I do? What do I do? And then this movie is so well made, but it just doesn't click with us at all that we would much rather win any Twilight movie at all.
We also had no idea what was happening at Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
There's just, I don't know. I was lost.
I hated Pirates of the Caribbean 2, but I could recognize it as a better movie than Twilight Breaking Dawn. I would have rather watched Breaking Dawn or the second one, New Moon, or I would rather watch that one 10,000 times more than watch that.
I don't think these two movies are ever going to pair up because I feel like I know where this battle's going to go. So what would you pick? Pirates of the Caribbean 2 or Lord of the Rings 2? If you had a
Pirates of the Caribbean 2.
I'm asking Dustin because he seems to be the person that likes the Lord of the Rings movies more than the rest of us.
How long is Pirates of the Caribbean 2?
I think it's at least 30 minutes shorter.
Yeah, it's like 2:45, I think. So it might be 15 minutes shorter.
15 minutes shorter? Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
If it's shaved off an extra 45 minutes, I would choose
on Pirates of the Caribbean 2.
If it's under 2 hours and 15 minutes, I would pick Pirates of the Caribbean 2. But that extra 30 minutes.
2 hours, 30 minutes.
No, that 30 minutes, it's not enough to make me go back and watch that piece of shit. There's no offense to that movie, but I just really hated it. I guess I just didn't understand why they were doing the Battle of Helm's Deep. I'm like, why is the Aragon fighting for this kingdom? Does he know these people? Like, I had a very hard time keeping up with them.
I don't get any of the movie. That's my problem. I don't get any of it. I'm like, why are they? Who? Why?
Why are people freaking out? All the ring does is make you invisible. Who cares?
I think. Well, it's like this movie really rests on the ideas of like this is like an adventure, and it's like, well, they're doing it because of adventure, and it's like, of course, but that doesn't make fucking sense in the human world. Like Aragorn, of course, he is an honorable man. He's going to help the king of Rohan. He's going to help the country of Rohan because he doesn't want to see them fall to. Well, also because if they fall, then I mean, his place is next. Or what is it? Mordor. Mordor is next if they fall. So like it all makes sense, but like I don't fucking care.
There's like 5 people that showed up, and I was like, "Wait, were they in the last movie?" I couldn't remember.
Yeah, he actually asked me that, and I actually felt good that I could answer it, but then I was like, "Oh man, I hate that I can answer that."
I like everyone involved. I think all of the I love this cast. I think Elijah Wood is an extremely good actor, and I think
awesome.
All the mocap, all the directing, all the music. I think everything is great about this movie. I just wish they were talking about vampires having sex or something.
This movie has like Citizen Kane or like a really old good movie where it's like I recognize this movie was amazing when it came out. I recognize that it is a fantastically made film. However, I don't fucking want to watch it. Never want to watch it again. Now that's I did not consent to this.
I got him.
You learn your lesson?
I got him. He says hi.
Hi.
I'm ready to vote.
Yeah, I was ready to vote the day I was born, or I don't know about that. But my vote officially is for Titanic because Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers is boring, and it felt like I was watching I feel like I would rather watch a slide, like a screensaver. You know, the pipes moving around? I'd much rather watch that.
My vote is for Titanic, and to quote Dylan, where were the two towers?
Yeah. I don't know.
They're on the poster. They look like they're on the poster has two towers.
Is it Helm's Deep and Mordor?
It might have been Saruman's tower and the Helm's Deep and the Helm's Deep tower.
Right? It could be. I don't know.
No, Mordor. You're thinking of something else.
My vote.
What's your vote?
Titanic.
Okay, so Titanic with the clean.
Titanic.
Okay.
Titanic.
It's been a few weeks since.
What's your vote?
I said Titanic.
Oh.
Titanic with the clean sweep. Wow.
It's been a few weeks since we've been unanimous.
You vote for Titanic. I'm going home.
Okay, almost every single time we're unanimous. It's only a couple times that we're not. We're same page buddies. Okay.
I mean, we're all action boys.
Get a shirt that says "same page" buttons.
Well,
action boys.
Let's get a shirt that says what movies we're talking about next week. Woo! I say, well, these movies. Well, one of them's kind of long, so we're not out of the clear quite yet. But I think these movies are a little bit more fun. It's a lot less daunting, and I think we're gonna have a good time. So,
what are we watching, baby?
So,
tell us.
From the 1999 winner, There's Something About Mary.
Ooh!
I feel like we're doing like a complete pivot away from Lord of the Rings. We're like, what? We're over here now.
Give me a movie where a lady comes in her hair.
Nope, wait, hold on.
Puts cum in her.
That's not what happens. Okay, versus the 2008 winner, Transformers. We're here, baby. We're here.
I'm so pumped.
Transformers.
I love Transformers.
One of my favorite cinematic experiences on I remember seeing. I guess we could wait. I remember seeing the teaser trailer for this movie
On Mars.
before the island.
Oh yeah, when they're on Mars.
No, but the Mars, and then it's just the words Transformers clanking.
And then the Cloverfield trailer, which we can get into.
Oh boy, I feel like we're going to talk about that more than the movie. There's Something About Mary versus Transformers is next week.
I already know my vote, but I'll watch them both.
Hey, no pre-voting. Which movie is on top? Tune in next week to find out. See you later. Bye.
Bye.